All right, I know for a fact that no one is going to care if I do this video or not, so I'm going to try to whip through it as quickly as humanly possible. If you want to continue with the viewer participation thing that I did in the previous 2 years, leave your guesses for my top song, artist, and genre in the comments below now. Okay, so my top genre this year was country, which surprised me. I figured that listening to Avenged Sevenfold's entire discography would have put alt metal into the #1 spot, but I guess not. 3 of my top songs of the year are country, but only 1 of my top artists is. This data's all over the place, to be honest. Up next, my top artist was BTS again, which I was also very surprised at. I guess listening to all of Avenged Sevenfold's discography doesn't get them the top spot. Just seems a bit unfair. Weirdly enough, BTS own none of my top 5 songs this year. I guess it's just because I don't skip the song whenever they come on. Actually, that makes sense now that I think about it. And finally, my top song was Truth About You by Mitchell Tenpenny. I had a good couple days in February where I legit just had this song on repeat all day, so it at least kind of makes sense. It's a tad annoying that something like that can sway the numbers so much, but it is what it is. Another weird tidbit about this list is that none of the songs are owned by any of my top 5 artists. I really was all over the place this year, I guess. Now, normally this is where I'd stop, but since this script looks and feels short as fuck, I figured I'd do something a little extra. I'm gonna cross-check Spotify's results with another website's findings. That other site is Last.fm, and I've seen many accounts that it can be different. One thing before I start with it, though, it's pretty important to note that these stats are dynamic, unlike Spotify's. Since I have a free account with the service, that limits what I can and can't look at. I'll set the range to look from December 1st, 2021 to November 30th, 2022, which is the date I viewed my Spotify stats for the first time. All right, let's go check that out. The only stats I'm able to cross-compare are top artists and top songs, so I'll have to ignore the top genres. Let's start with the artists. Right off the bat, there's one big inconsistency. Last.fm lists my 5th artist as Brad Paisley, and Spotify lists it as Rascal Flatts. Also, it has Slipknot and Metallica swapped. Nothing much else to say except for, my God, I listen to BTS a lot. Moving into the top songs, there's a little bit more to talk about. A difference in the list itself sticks out immediately. Hard to Love and Famous Friends. Not only are the songs different, but the placement too. Famous Friends is at number 2, for fuck's sake. Pretty much everything else is the same, except for Ring-a-Linga being at number 5 on the Last.fm list, where Hard to Love was on my Spotify list. It's a pretty stark difference. Okay, now that's it for real. I'll be back next week for the first of my year-end list, the top 10 best songs of 2022. See you there.